All right, Matthew. All right, here we go. Second half kickoff event. Are you ready? Are you ready? We got to get hyped. Let's get hyped.
No, I don't want to.
What? Wait. What are you talking about? You don't want to. Bob's got them all warmed up.
I can't do it, Ben. I just no.
You can't, or you won't.
I don't want to.
Oh, come on, man. Like,
this is the way it's going to be. Like, they get my hopes up, and then they just like then they dash my hopes, and they get my hopes up again, and then they dash them again, and I'm 53 years old, man. I can't. My heart is only going to take so much.
Okay, but who did you think this was? This is the San Francisco Giants, man. This is what they do.
Yeah,
this is their big gig.
It is, but I don't have to go. I don't have to go to the second half party.
But Matthew, it's our party. We got the fireworks. We got the elephants.
Oh, elephants?
And I got to tell you, man, there's so many people that are angry about that, and we're taking the heat for that. We got to do the show.
Okay, I'll do the show on one condition.
All right, what's that?
You let me be right when we talk about predictions.
That's not how. What? Oh, yes, Matthew, I will let you be right about your predictions.
Okay, I'll go then. Especially because there's going to be elephants, right?
That's right. Oh, yeah, definitely elephants.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Baby ones. And capybaras. Bob, he's coming out. We're good. Yeah. Roll it, Bob.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the losses hurt, but the cocktails help. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 305 of Giant Cocktails. Matthew, in 2014, Joe Panic hit 305 for the eventual World Series champion San Francisco Giants. He finished 6th in Rookie of the Year voting that year, and the top 5 were Jacob deGrom, Billy Hamilton, Colton Wong, Ken Giles, and Ender Inciarte.
Those are some names.
That, especially the last one, Inciarte.
Him, I don't even remember. But the other names,
I don't remember him either.
But. Ken Giles, I feel like he was around for like 20 years. Like it's funny to think that he was a rookie when Joe Panic was a rookie.
Yeah, Joe didn't have a career quite that long, did he?
No, he did not.
It was good, but it was short.
It was like a shooting star, Ben.
It was a shooting star, but forever Giant.
Forever Giant.
Right, forever Giant. The one question I have about Joe Panic, Matthew?
What's that?
And it's been bothering me for years. Whose belt was it that they gave him after he broke it doing the dive? And why did it look like that? Like, why did this person not have a new belt? What was wrong with that belt?
Huh. See, only you would come up with questions like that. I got to go look at the belt. I don't even remember the belt. I remember him losing a belt, and I remember him having to get a new one. I don't remember what it looks like.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
What, this isn't a show about menswear, Bob?
That would be no.
Oh, fair enough. Well, what is the show about then, Bob?
What are you drinking, Ben?
Oh, right. Yes. Bob, I am drinking a cocktail that has been on the show before. A few times. Some might call it the official cocktail of Giant Cocktails. And it is the Suffering Bastard. Why am I drinking the Suffering Bastard? Oh, no reason in particular. I just sounded good. That's all. And I'll tell you what's in a Suffering Bastard at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Well, thanks, Bob. First, I think we all know why Ben's drinking a suffering bastard.
They cracked the code.
But I am drinking a Blueberry Daiquiri. I had some blueberries, threw them in some sugar, and let them sit for like several days, to be honest. Like, it took a little while. Like, it's not like strawberries where they just kind of, just bleed all the sugar and sweetness out. You need a little while with the blueberries, and maybe even like mush them up a little bit. But then eventually I got a really nice syrup out of it, and really enjoying my Blueberry Daiquiri. I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
I'm making my cocktail right now.
Oh,
but I can't talk about it because then I would be giving the recipe away.
yeah, you would.
Yeah. So if you hear cocktail making sounds, that's why.
Or it's a dog shaking its collar.
My dog is miles away. Okay, he's like 2 floors away, but and he has a special dog tag holder that makes his dog tags not clack around like that. Because I'm a serious podcaster. Anyway, today is Sunday, June 29th. Your San Francisco Giants went.
They're yours too, Ben. They're yours too. Don't be don't be doing that. They're yours too. Own it, man. Own it.
I don't wanna.
I got to be here for the second half. You got to own that they're our team.
Yeah, the gimmick that we did at the beginning of the show, folks, that was my idea, and really I was projecting. I don't wanna. Well, okay, fine. Our San Francisco Giants went 1-2 against the Chicago White Sox, one of the 3 worst teams in baseball. At least before they played the Giants. Just like the Marlins were one of the 3 worst teams in baseball before they played the Giants. Anyway, the Giants went 1-2 against them. Frankly, I think they were lucky to win that game on Friday, to bring their record to 45-39, which makes them 3rd in the National League West and 5th in the wild card standings, 7.5 games out of first and 1.5 games out of the last wild card spot. Matthew, do you remember when the Giants and Dodgers were tied for first place and then the Giants traded for Rafael Devers?
Like 10 days ago? Yes, I do remember that.
Do you remember how that was the turning point of the season?
We were tied for first place, and now we are 7.5 games back.
Did you ever imagine that everybody was, this is the turning point for the Giants, and this is the direction they would be going in?
No, because I remember Buster saying it was go time.
Yeah, it was like go home time.
Yeah. I think they misunderstood what go meant.
I think they misunderstood too. Or that Robbie Ray Mojo thing is really getting out of control, and maybe really something needs to be done. I don't know. Because,
well, it wouldn't hurt to get rid of him because we're losing his games too. So.
That's true. We can't even Robbie Ray Winday anymore. Well, anyway, so what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to talk about the White Sox series,
but not very long.
Not a lot.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Why should we do that?
Because we're masochists or something. Look, we're already Giants fans. We don't need to wallow in it. Says the man with the San Francisco Giants podcast. Anyway, the point is, we're really going to spend most of the episode doing a mid-year review where we look back on all the happy memories from the first half. We laugh. We're going to look at photographs. We're going to all remember the good times. And we're going to review our season predictions and see how they're progressing.
We are?
Yes. And that's why I told you that yours were right, Matthew. Yours were 100% right. You're doing great, buddy.
I thought we were just going to have second half predictions. I'm not ready to revisit my first half predictions.
No. Matthew, this is a comedy show, and how else can we be a comedy show if we don't talk about the funny parts?
Well, something tells me that we gave plenty of opportunities to be funny.
Oh, there's some doozies. There are some doozies. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Can't wait to get to it. And yes, we are also going to make predictions for the future. Will things get better? Is this the low point of the season? Predictably, Matthew says yes, Ben says no. And that's what we're doing. But first, we have to cover a few tidbits. And the first one is about a young man named Carson. Hold on. Let me rifle through all of the papers here.
Make sure you pick the right Carson.
Okay, found it. It says here, it's Carson Seymour. Carson Seymour made his major league debut, not Whisenhunt, sorry folks, in the 9th inning of today's game as we record this podcast. And Sean Jelly was sent down. This is a comedy show.
You're not going to speculate on why Sean Jelly was sent down?
Oh, I'm going to speculate, not on the recording. Yeah.
Fair enough. How did Mr. Seymour did all right?
He did do all right. You know what I thought was crazy about his debut, Matthew?
What's that?
The White Sox came out bunting against him. A guy's making his major league debut. And they come out bunting.
Well, to be fair, it was Austin Slater.
Well, not just Austin Slater, also Michael A. Taylor. He led off with a he tried to bunt on his first. He showed bunt anyway.
That's right. Then he got the hit to Rama in the left field, but yeah.
Correct. And then Austin Slater actually bunt for a hit that was, there were some shenanigans. But here's what I think about that, Matthew.
What's that?
I always knew that Austin Slater was a little
emotionally delicate subordinate.
Yeah. So, that's what I think about you guys coming out and bunting on a rookie and making his major league debut. But nonetheless, even with all those shenanigans, he got out of it. He looked pretty good. I'm satisfied.
I'm satisfied too. It's always fun to see a guy making his major league debut, and maybe he will be a really integral part of the bullpen going forward. There's something else, though, I do want to mention today on our tidbits, Ben.
Oh, yes.
Folks, Giants insider Alex Pavlovich will be joining our show on Thursday.
I want to be clear, folks. He's just joining us for one episode. Okay, Bob is still part of the show. Bob's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and he's not bringing Cole with him. He's going back to Cole after this one.
Correct. That is right. So Giants Talk host, NBC Sports insider, and food critic.
And occasional pregame and postgame host. Yeah, co-host.
That's right. He's going to be here to talk about his book that is coming out later this year that Matthew has already pre-ordered. I'm not going to pre-order mine until Alex and I talk. So
you got to make up your mind. Maybe listeners, you will have to make up your mind too.
That's right. We're going to figure something out. And then go from there. So yeah, Alex Pavlovich will be with us. So our show's going to be a little bit different. The format of that show will be a little bit different. We haven't quite figured that out, but yeah, that's coming in our next episode. All right, Matthew.
There will be booze, though.
There will be booze, and Alex is bringing booze, just like when Baggerly came on the show and he brought a cocktail.
That's right, Alex and Nespolino. So I don't think we're getting Nespolino from Alex, but it sounds like. I mean, who else is bringing Nespolino besides Baggerly?
Nobody.
So we won't hold that against Alex.
No. But yeah. All right. So that's happening on Thursday. Now, Matthew, we got to do it. We got to talk about this stupid White Sox series.
Okay. I want to lead off with the word.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Whoop. Okay. Game 2.
Yeah. I mean, that was it. That was how game 1 went, and the Giants almost gave it away. They almost were like, "Man, kid's pitching well," but the rest of us really can't be bothered. We really get tired standing out there playing defense. It's our time to rest when we're in the dugout. Yeah, he did really good. He did do really well, and that was it. That was the White Sox series.
Moving on. Said it was going to be brief.
I don't know which one of these losses was more frustrating, Matthew. Is it the
I'm gonna
one?
go. I'm gonna go with Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. Go with it.
So today, because the reason I'm going to say that is today, Verlander gave up a run in the first inning, and I texted you and I said 1-0, game's over. And you texted back saying something like, "Well, they can't get back from a 1-0 deficit, then they've got problems." I don't know, or something like that.
You said they're doomed. You said 1-0, we're doomed.
Yes.
I replied, I would argue that they were doomed from the moment that the game started, because if they can't come back from a 1-0 deficit, then they can't win any game.
Okay, well then, but it's funny that you said that right after we lost a 1-0 game. And Robbie Ray pitched really well, as he has been. And we didn't score a damn run. Not one.
Nope.
Not one. Our biggest hitter that day, we had 4 hits. Okay, 2 by Christian Koss and 1 by Brett Wisely.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So that'll tell you all you need to know about why we lost a game 1-0.
Both of those gentlemen factored significantly into Friday's game as well.
They did. They actually both had a really good series, but they were the only ones that had a really good series.
That is true. That is true. They are the only ones. Again, Landon Roop and Robbie Ray. And...
Okay, yeah, but we need offensive players to have good teams too. Breathe, Matthew. Man, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna stroke it out right here on one of our episodes. I swear to God.
Okay. All right. Take a deep breath. Slow down.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, you need some ethanol. Take a drink.
I do. I need a drink. All right. You just say something while I take a big gulp.
All right. Well, okay. So on Sunday, Matthew, it happened again.
What happened? Again.
Justin Verlander happened again.
Well, okay. I feel like I owe Mr. Verlander a little bit of an apology. Just because of last episode, and I just went off on him and how he should be outed and all that, and just ousted, I should say. And not outed. I mean, it's up. You come out when you want to. You don't need to be outed. That's something that you should do on your own. Timeline. Don't get any pressure. Oh, okay. Anyway, ousted, and then he goes and he pitches pretty effectively. Although the numbers say he pitched really well. I was on the treadmill when he was pitching. I think it was the second inning, and every single hit that he gave up was like a drive to the fence, right? And every one of those pitches was right down the middle. And
gotta throw strikes, Matthew.
My significant other was downstairs as I was in our treadmill upstairs running, and she got worried because I kept yelling. As soon as the player hit the ball, I was like, "Oh,
phooey!"
And then it was like fly ball to the wall. And so it's, as you could tell, it's hard for me to say that I am sorry for Mr. Verlander, because I feel like today was a little bit lucky too, but he did pitch pretty well. The numbers say he pitched well.
No.
No?
No. Dude, he was pitching against the White Sox.
Okay, that's a fact that I wasn't factoring into there, but good point.
There's only one team that he could dominate more than that. And he can't pitch against them.
Oh, man.
Because he's on it. Okay?
Ouch.
So I wouldn't get too excited about it, Dom, but I know the Giants will be. I know they'll be like, "Oh, he pitched fine. The numbers were great. He got screwed by Eric Miller again." I think, is that the second time that Eric Miller has blown the game for Verlander? I think it is. I think that it is.
Wow. I'm looking at the box score right now, and we've talked about how confusing scoring is for baseball. Eric Miller got the loss and a hold.
Yes.
With only 2/3 of an innings pitched.
Yes. But he did not blow the save.
No, that was Ryan Walker.
He took the loss, but he didn't blow the save.
So you get a hold because the score did not. He did not. When he left the game, the score had not changed yet. Is that what Why he got a hold?
Well, that's not it. First of all, you're giving them too much credit for a hold. It's not that the score didn't change. It's that the score didn't flip.
Okay, right.
They were still winning when he left.
Okay.
So that's why you get a hold. You get a hold if you leave the game and your team is still in the lead. Even if you loaded the bases, I don't even think you have to get an out. You could come in, walk 3 dudes, and then leave, and I think you get a hold.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't think you have to record an out. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Anyway, the point is, our team sucks right now. And they've lost 5 out of 6 to 2 of the 3 worst teams in baseball. They've lost more times to the worst team in baseball, more than any other team except one other team, which is the teams that just swept them. The Giants are like the worst team in baseball, or amongst them, the way they're playing right now.
The worst offensive team in baseball, for sure.
Well, that's without a doubt. But, by losing to these teams, that's the quality of baseball they're playing right now. And it sucks because, the pitching is doing enough, but it's not perfect anymore, right? It's not perfect. And it needs to be perfect in order to win when your offense is as pathetic as this. But you know who isn't to blame?
Who?
Christian Koss. I don't want to go deep into it, but he's really the only guy that's doing anything. 6 for 11 in the series with a walk. 2 hits on every single day. The guy's on fire.
He's batting .429 over his last 6 games. By far. The
He's
best,
like, I want to play
average.
the White Sox and Marlins all the time. Can we just play these guys always? Meanwhile, the rest of the Giants are like, no, let's get out of here. Oh, scary. So, yeah. And that's how we started the second half. Which, honestly, Matthew, is better than how we ended the first half. Because we ended the first half by getting swept by one of the worst teams in baseball. The second worst team in the National League. And then we started off the second half only losing 2 out of 3 to the worst team in the American League. So things are looking up.
No, they're not. They're not.
No, they're not? They're not?
They're not looking up.
Okay. I have a feeling that you're segueing into our first half season review, the offense edition.
Yeah. Well, so
take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Ben. When we decided we were going to do the midseason review, and when we know what we're going to talk about way ahead of time, I like to dig in a little bit and kind of see what I could pull out of the old interwebs. And there are a lot of statistics to look at when it comes to the Giants offense, and almost all of them are bad. Where do you want me to start? The Giants are 19th in WAR in their offense, so 7.8 WAR over the course of the first half of the season, which is 19th in baseball. They're 24th in weighted runs created plus with a 94, which means they're 6% below league average in offense, which frankly seems a little high. Then they're 25th in batting average with a 231 batting average. The median is 247. They're 4th best in expected batting average at 239. So they are what they are. You can't even say they're unlucky. You can't say that, maybe they would have gotten some hits. No, the numbers don't say that. They are what they are. They're a bad hitting team. They're 21st in on base with a 311. The median is 319. They're 25th in slugging with a 372. The median is 399. That's how far away they are. 6th worst in expected slugging with a 394. The average is 423. They're 13th in strikeout percentage with 22.4%. So, okay, that's the first time they're above average in anything.
That's above. Yeah, I was going to say that's good. They don't strike out a lot.
They don't strike out some. Anyway, 26th in BABIP, which is 278. The median is 292.
There we go. Everybody knows that BABIP means that you've been unlucky.
No, it just means that they can't hit the ball hard. That's what it means. They're 3rd best at chase percentage. So there's one, right? So they don't chase. They're 10th best in whiff percentage, which isn't terrible, but they're 7th worst in barrel percentage. They're 7th worst in launch angle sweet spot, which basically means a launch angle between 8 and 32 degrees. Okay, so that's the sweet spot where you want to hit balls that will go out of ballparks. The Giants are 7th worst with 6.5% of their balls in the launch angle sweet spot. And this is the most telling, which I think is the reason why they are so bad. 4th worst at average exit velocity at 88.7. They don't hit the ball hard. That's the biggest reason why they are not anywhere near where they should be offensively.
But they are going back to the future.
I'm sorry, what?
Their exit velocity is 88 miles per hour. They're going back to the future.
I would rather go back to the past, like 2010, 2012, 2014. Can we do that?
Or even just the first month of the season?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be okay.
Yeah. I mean, so basically what you're saying is, Matthew, is that the San Francisco Giants don't strike out a lot. But when they make contact, it's weak, pathetic ground balls.
This is what I'm saying.
It's the Jung-Hoo Lee effect.
Yeah, it's like every player is Jung-Hoo Lee.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably true, you know, and it does also seem like that whenever somebody gets going, he gets hurt or somebody else falls off the wagon. Right? Casey Schmidt is out, even though he was starting to hit the ball really well. Matt Chapman was hitting the ball reasonably well, and he went out. Some people get hot, and, you know, then somebody else turns into Tyler Fitzgerald. And, yeah, I mean, I think the horrible realization that I'm having now, though, is that this is who they are. Like, this is who this offense is. And the thing that I think is most frustrating about this offense is how it is so bad that it is starting to overshadow the fantastic pitching that we've been getting. And it also makes us, like, get upset when Eric Miller, like, blows a game. Right? And we get mad at Melvin for not using Randy Rodriguez every game. And because we need them to be used every game because the Giants offense can just never give them enough. And the thing is, the pitching has been very, very good. Like, outstandingly good. For example, the Giants have the 3rd best ERA in all of baseball. They are the best in field independent pitching. By the way, their ERA is 3.36 and their field independent pitching is 3.48. Now, their whip is probably their weakest stat, but in that particular area, they're 11th. In strikeouts, they have strikeouts per 9, let's say, since that's more of a... They're 10th. Their strikeout to walk ratio, 10th again at 2.73. Opponent's batting average, 236. Also a top 10. Then there's their bullpen, which has been absolutely elite. But tell me this. How many blown saves have you seen? How many blown saves do you remember? How many Ryan Walker losses, Camilo Doval meltdowns, Eric Miller giveaways, Tyler Roger giveaways? We remember all of them. It seems like there's been a million of them because every time they happen, they're so magnified. Because every game is on the line.
Well, this is a team that needs to be perfect, and we're not always perfect.
Correct. And it's just frustrating because our offense can't be just bad. Right? It just has to be bad. It doesn't even have to be average. It just can't be the absolute worst in baseball. And I don't know what else they do. Like, what else can this team do? They went out, they got one of the best hitters in baseball, and what difference has it made? None. So, this first half has been a real joy because of how well they played at the beginning of the season. But they are now 6 games over 500. I will remind you that they were 8-1 in the first 9 games. 7 games over 500.
So if they lose the next game, then they're homeostasis since
correct.
Since game 8.
Correct. And they had a high point, I think, of 12 games over 500. And so they've given half of that away in very short order. I don't know what kind of second half we're looking for, but I will say this. My expectations are higher. So the pressure is bigger. Especially on us, Matthew, because now it's time for us to make our second half predictions. But before we do that, we have to quickly review how we're doing so far. Matthew, at the beginning of the season, you asked, will anyone hit 30 home runs? I said 3 guys will hit 29 and 1 guy will hit 26. Chapman, Adames, and Ramos will all hit 29, and Tyler Fitzgerald will hit 25. I was trying to be funny and a little bit on the downside, and instead, I was an optimistic idiot. But I will say this. Ramos has hit 13 home runs. Chapman has hit 12.
All right. Well, not too bad. You're close. I said 2 guys are going to break 30, and I predicted Matt Chapman and Willie Adames would both do it. Don't I feel like a stupid fool?
I bet you do. The next question we asked Matthew was, will a Giants pitcher win a Cy Young Award? I said, caw-caw, caw-caw. You said,
Robbie Ray.
You're probably more right than I am.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to win it, but he will be in the conversation if he continues to pitch like he is.
Yeah, and I think if he buckles down, and the thing is though, he's got to keep sucking the mojo, and I don't know that we want him to win the Cy Young. Maybe he needs to let up. All right, this one hurts. You asked, will Bryce Eldridge show up before September? I said yes. We need this.
I said no.
And unfortunately, Matthew, after Bryce got promoted up to Sacramento, he did not get off to a good start.
And then he got a big case of benitis.
That's right. He was just starting to find his stride, and then his stride got too long. And he pulled a hammy, and he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, and he's rehabbing in Arizona. So no Bryce Eldridge this year.
Folks, Ben had one of the worst hammy tears that I've ever seen. Like, you could see blood dripping down the inside of his leg after he tore it. Yeah, it was severe bruising on the inside of your leg.
That's right. I tore a muscle. The blood came to the surface. It looked like a giant bruise, but then the bruise moved down my leg. Pretty gross. Anyway, then the question was, will Ramos, Fitzgerald, and Lee disappoint? I said Ramos and Lee will be all-star level, and Fitzgerald will be below average, but a capable MLB player. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I said Fitzgerald will be a top 5 National League second baseman. Lee and Ramos will be above average.
You were wrong on all 3.
That's rude. Right. Well, Ramos is above average.
He's an all-star level.
Lee is probably average.
If we stopped the season right now and he stopped playing baseball, yeah, he'd be average. The way he's going, dude, he's going to be hitting 200 by the end of the season.
Fitzgerald, not a top 5 National League second baseman.
Fitzgerald, not a capable MLB player. He's in the AAA. How many All-Stars will the Giants have? At least 1, I said. Okay, 2.
I said 3.
And we still don't know. We still don't know.
But you're probably more right than I am.
Yeah. Because I know that we're going to get Rafael Devers.
And then maybe Logan Webb. That's going to be my prediction.
Maybe Ramos.
No, there's too many outfielders this year that are having good years. Yeah. I don't think so.
All right. The next one was supposed to be a funny joke, Matthew, about how Christian Koss and whether or not he could win Rookie of the Year, you and I both said, well, I said, I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk. And you said,
no. And, but frankly, over the last 2 weeks, he's been our best player. So maybe he will be Rookie of the Year. He could go on a run.
The first step is to be your team's MVP. If you're your team's MVP, then you very well could be the Rookie of the Year. So I think the Giants need him to be. The Giants need him to be the Rookie of the Year. Then maybe they'll have a chance to salvage this. All right, the next question was, how many wins will Logan Webb get? And how many wins will Justin Verlander get?
You were high on both events. And I mean high like you were smoking something, not like high on like number that you chose.
I was not high on both events. I said Webb will get 17, and then I said Verlander will get 6, and immediately tried to recant, but you said I couldn't because I said 6. And I thought 6 was too high. I said, God, that seems high. And I was right. Because I don't think my prediction is going to come true. There's no way he's getting 6 wins. Matthew, there was one, I forgot that there was a question that we asked earlier, which was, will Kyle Harrison or Keaton Winn make starts this year, and how many? And I said both, yes. Unfortunately, Keaton Winn got hurt. Kyle Harrison did before he got traded. So we were correct. My thesis was that they would make starts because Justin Verlander is old and will get hurt, and he did. You said that Harrison would get starts, and then you said what?
I said Verlander will start 25 games.
Curse you! Why do you have to get that prediction right?
I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm not right on any of them. And then there's that.
Right. And to make worse, you said how many games was he going to win?
I said 10.
10. Yeah, that's right. You said Logan Webb was going to win 16 and Verlander was going to win 10.
And Logan Webb has 7. I still stand behind my 16.
Oh, 17 feels like a stretch. 16 is very doable.
Yeah.
Very doable. 17 feels, I mean, I guess it's only one game more, but still.
Well, I got to say, if Verlander gets any close to yours and I's total win predictions, then we'll be okay.
Right. Okay. Matthew, there were 2 more important questions, but before we get to those, I want to ask one. I want to make a mid-season prediction question.
Okay.
Will the Giants' offense get hot again at any point in the second half? Like, will they score 4 runs a game on average for a stretch of 2 weeks, let's say?
I know what I want to say.
Okay, which is yes.
I know what the eyeballs have told me.
Which is no.
But we all know my role on this podcast. They will get hot again. Casey Schmidt will get healthy. Matt Chapman will be back. Rafael Devers will start feeling comfortable because he's getting used to his hotel bed. And bam! The Giants offense takes off, led by Rookie of the Year, Christian Koss.
Oh, okay. So Tyler Fitzgerald not coming back.
He'll come back. He'll just be sitting on the bench.
I see. I don't see how all of that works, but position wise, because you've got Chapman. Okay, whatever. We'll gloss over that part. No. I think here and there they'll have 4-run games, but they'll never have a positive run again. That's my prediction because that's the role I play on the team, on the show. All right, Matthew, now it's time to get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
We predicted what record the Giants would finish with. I said 84. You said
88.
For the record right now, Fangraphs is predicting 86.
And if they played at the same pace they're playing right now, they'd win 87.
Okay. Are you comfortable with your prediction or do you want to change it?
I'm not comfortable with it. I definitely want to change it.
Same. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've watched the same baseball team, so that makes sense.
That's right.
We both see the same things. I was like, okay.
Exactly. All right. So what's your prediction?
80. But they're gonna finish 80 and 82, which would be
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis. It's going to be a disappointing second half, and they're just going to fly this plane easily into 80 and 82. All of the changes, the new regime, Farhan out, Buster in, Rafael Devers, focusing on fundamentals, all of these changes. The only team in the Bay Area, and you know what's going to change? Absolutely nothing.
Okay. So I predicted 88. I definitely wanted to change my number, and I'm changing it to 89. 89 wins, Ben.
God.
Because Rafael Devers is worth at least 3 wins over the last second half, and he's just getting comfortable. And we're going to win 89 games this year.
Okay, so you think they're going to be 2 games worse than your prediction, but you're believing that Devers by himself is worth 3 wins, so they're going to get to 89.
Well, yeah, I'm not blind, man. I'm not blind. There are things that are wrong with this team, but overall, 89 wins is my prediction.
Right. Okay. Well, I like it. Just to be clear, our preseason predictions are still the dominant ones. Like, we're just getting a do-over here. This is consolation prize. So our second predictions are okay. But okay. So given all of that, Matthew, will the Giants make the postseason?
Yes, they will. They will. I'm going to say the same thing that I did at the beginning. They're going to sneak into the third wild card place. I did say the D-bags would be third and the Padres would be fourth.
You said they were going to be in the second wild card.
I said they will finish in third place in the National League West behind the D-bags is what I said. I'm just going to flip the D-bags and the Padres. Padres will be right above the Giants, and the Giants will finish in the third wild card.
You also said all 3 of those teams were going to make the playoffs, and I don't think that's true.
No, that is not true.
Yeah. The D-bags are definitely not going to make it.
No,
and neither are the Giants. That's my prediction. Oh. They can't if they're going 80 and 82.
No, this is true. They cannot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I painted myself into a corner there. All right, Matthew. Well, there you have it. That is our second half review, or first half review and second half kickoff. I don't know, folks. If we'd done this 10 days ago, I think I would have been much higher on this team, but going 1-5 against the Marlins and the White Sox took a lot out of me. Who do we got next?
The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, well.
And it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Interestingly enough, all at night. No day
really?
games. Yeah.
Oh, because it's in Arizona and that's how they roll there.
Yeah. And then they're traveling to Sacramento.
Oh, nice. To play the
Vagabonds. The Vagabonds.
Yeah, you know why they always...
Sacathletics.
The Sacathletics. That's right. You know why they always play at night in Arizona, Matthew?
Because it's hot as hell?
Yeah, and the air conditioner doesn't work in that building.
It doesn't work?
It works, but it's really bad. It's broken. And they can't fix it. Yeah. Yeah, I watch a lot of Brody Brazil on YouTube, and he talks about that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Oh, yes, Bob, it is. We are supposed to talk about our cocktails.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Bob, well, as I said at the beginning of the show, I am drinking a Suffering Bastard, but I did make one modification to it. So, this is the Suffering Ben, I guess. That's the name of the bastard. It's still a Suffering Bastard, but his name is Ben. And what is in a Suffering Bastard a la Ben? Well, it has 1 ounce of bourbon. I used my Spiced Bourbon, the same Spiced Bourbon that I used in the last episode. 1 ounce of gin. I used Plymouth Gin, because why not? A squeeze, you could do like a 1/2 ounce or 1/4 ounce of lime juice, and then 3 to 4 ounces of ginger beer. You put all of that, that's what you would normally do for a Suffering Bastard. I used El Squirt, also known as Squirt. And it was quite tasty. You put all that into a highball glass with ice, and then you stir that gently to combine. And then I like to put Angostura bitters on the top. You may put your Angostura's bitters in before you stir it to mix it in. And that's how I make a suffering bastard. And that's what I'm drinking, Bob.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It was very good. I think I like it better with the ginger beer, but the squirt was quite good. But it definitely changed it up. Made it more of a summery kind of cocktail.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking Blueberry Daiquiri. Nothing too fancy about it. 2 ounces of white rum, 1 ounce of blueberry syrup, and 3/4 ounces of lime juice. As I mentioned before, the blueberry syrup, you just take one of those containers of blueberries that you get at the grocery store, put them in a Tupperware or whatever, and put a cup of sugar in there. You might want to like break open the blueberries a little bit to release some of their juices. Otherwise, it takes a long time. And then eventually, leave it for 3 or 4 days. You will get a really nice blueberry syrup. And so you're going to take your 2 ounces of rum, 1 ounce of blueberry syrup, 3/4 ounce lime juice, put it all into a cocktail shaker with ice, give it a good shake, and then double strain it because you're going to get all these little blueberry chunks. So double strain it into a coupe glass and garnish with some fresh blueberries or a lime wheel. And that's what I'm drinking, Bob, a Blueberry Daiquiri.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It's all right. Definitely very good. I like it.
All right. Nice. I like blueberry stuff.
Me too. It's one of those underrated ones. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday with Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. So don't forget to join us. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the social medias. You can find us in all the places at Giant Cocktails. Don't forget, you can also find us on YouTube where you can subscribe and comment. And also, don't forget to leave us a positive review, like 5-star positives at your podcasting platform of choice, aka Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. I'm glad we had this second half celebration. I did not see any elephants, however, I'm a little disappointed. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
That's an athletics thing, man. Why would we have elephants?
You promised elephants, though.
I was just to get you out onto the stage.
You also said capybaras at the end. I didn't see any of those either.
Well, I thought, if, in for a penny, in for a pound. Who doesn't love capybaras?
I love capybaras. I was really looking forward to seeing one.
Yeah. I've never seen one.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Until next time,
I'm
bottoms
going to leave
up.
it that way.
Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
It's true, though. I was at the San Diego Zoo, and we were at a capybara thing, and they're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, he just starts peeing. And I was like, it just didn't stop, dude.
Oh, it was like a river.
I think we finally were like, okay, well, we got to go on to the next exhibit, because we waited that time, and then we felt kind of like it felt kind of rude to leave while he was in the middle of doing it. It was odd.
They're kind of these round little guys that are like half urine. Then is that what they're?
I guess. I just very large bladders.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
is it the wombat that has the square poop? Because that's what I went to when you started saying that. There's like some animal that has square poop.
Somebody has square poop? I don't know anything about that. I know Japan has square watermelons.
No, there's.
And by square, I guess we both mean cube.
It is a cube, correct? Yes. Excuse me. Yes, a cubed poop. It is a wombat, according to ChatGPT.
Wow. Why are they square? What's going on in there?
Because they wanted to, I don't know, like they wanted to mark their territories and they don't want it to roll downhill. I guess. I don't know. They don't want
it to roll downhill? Oh, this podcast is rolling downhill.
People who stuck around this long, that's what they get.
It's only 40% of you still. welcome to the 7% who used to not do that. Listen to this part. But
slowly creeping in. Slowly
creeping up. Yeah. It's not like we hide all the advertisements down here. And honestly, like, the whole show is ridiculous. I don't know why you think that part of the show is less ridiculous than this. This is some of the best stuff.
And the people who stick around have figured it out.
That's right. All right. Well,
just wait till we have Alex outtakes next week.
Oh man, that's what I was thinking. Like, we should have our guests. Like, we should get them to say something, like, willingly, ideally.
We'll have to think about that.
Hey, Alex, is there a term that you'd like to say that you would willingly and freely allow us to just play repeatedly every time we want to bring it up for humorous effect? Okay. We have some ideas.
Oh, we'll see how game Alex is, won't we?